All right, so today we're going to talk about comparing and ordering. That means putting them in order for integers. Comparing, deciding which one is bigger, and then putting them in order. So these are the two cutouts that you should have glued down on your page. They both say comparing integers. One has a number line and a set of numbers, and the other has some numbers individually and also a number line. So we're going to go over both of these kinds of problems to decide which ones are bigger. So here's like your how-to. You don't need to write this down, just remember it as we go. So when you're trying to compare integers, in other words, just trying to decide which one is bigger, which one is smaller, picture a number line, or you could draw one if you've got a piece of paper and you want to, and decide which one will be farther to the right. We talked about this day before yesterday. Friday, I guess that was. And that whichever one's farther to right is the bigger number, period. That's it. It's that simple, which makes sense in the positive numbers, but we end up with a little difficulty in the negative numbers. So we're going to get to that. So let's look at this one to start with. So we have these numbers, 5, 3, negative 4, 0, 2, negative 1/2, and negative 3 and 1/2. Okay, this is the cutout that you have. So it says to figure out which one is the biggest and which one is the smallest. So we're going to start by doing something very simple. I want you to make a little T-chart. And you're going to do this underneath your cutout because you don't have room on the cutout. So go underneath your cutout, and here's what I want you to draw. Oops, nope, not that. You're going to draw it like this. So draw a line, a line. And in the middle, you're going to put 0. Because I want you to divide them into negative numbers and positive numbers. And in the middle of negative numbers and positive numbers is 0. So let's look at our list. For the positive numbers, we have 5, 3, negative 4. Oh, no. Silly me. 5, 3, 2. Those are the positive numbers, right? We also have the number 0. So for our negative numbers, we have what? Negative 4.
Negative 3.
Negative 3.5. And negative 1/2. All right, so let's start first by putting the positive numbers on our number line. So we have 0. Put that one down. I'm just going to cross them off as I do it to make sure I don't miss any. So 0. And then I have the number 2, so that goes right here. And then I have 3, that goes right here. And then I have 5, that goes right here. So those are all of my positive numbers. Now let's look at our negative numbers. So we can start with negative 4. So we'll put a dot on negative 4. Now we have negative 3.5. So here's my question. I want you to think about this for a second. Is negative 3.5 here? Or is it here? Is it halfway between negative 3 and negative 4? Or maybe it could be here. Halfway between negative 2 and negative 3? Or halfway between negative 4, negative 5? Think about it for a second. It belongs in one of those three places. Halfway between negative 2 and negative 3. Halfway between negative 3 and negative 4. Or halfway between negative 4 and negative 5. Skylar, where does it belong?
Halfway between negative 4 and 3.
Negative 3 and negative 4. So it's going to go, it's going to go right here. That gives a lot of people confusion because they're not sure where to put it. But just remember, positive 3.5 would be between 3 and 4, right? So negative 3.5 would be between negative 3 and negative 4. Okay? And then our last one is negative 1/2. What two numbers does that go between?
Negative 1 and negative 2.
Negative 1 and 0.
All right, everybody think about it, and I'm going to ask a question. So think about where you think it belongs. How many people think it belongs between 0 and negative 1? How many people think it belongs between negative 1 and negative 2? Sorry. I'm sorry. It's between 0 and negative 1. Because if you think about it, if it was positive 1/2, it would be between 0 and 1. Okay? And that's a very common confusion, so don't feel bad that you got that wrong. It happens. Okay? So which one is the biggest number? It's the farthest to the right, which is 5. Which one is the smallest? It's the farthest to the left, which is -4. Okay, I'm going to do the first one without you, and then you're going to do the you try, or I'm going to do it by myself, so you watch while I do it. It says put these numbers in order from which to which?
Least to greatest.
Least to greatest, so the smallest to the biggest. So I'm going to start by making my two groups. I'm going to make my negative group and my positive group. 0 goes in between. So for my positive group, I have 7. What's next? 1. Well, 0 was already on there for here. Yep. And then 12. Okay, is that all of my positives? Yeah, so how about negatives? I have
-5, -7, -4, and -50.
Good. All right, so now, definitely the smaller numbers are going to be the positive or the negative numbers? The negative numbers. So it says least to greatest. So picture your number line. Which one of those negative numbers is going to be farthest on the left?
-50.
-50. So that's my smallest. Okay, and I'm going to cross them off as I go so I don't make a mistake and miss one. What's going to be next? -7. Then -5. Then good. So that's all the negatives. And then we had the number, we had the number 0. And then what comes next?
1.
Then 1, because these are positives, remember. Don't get confused by all that stuff you just did backwards. So 1 and then 7 and then 12. So I just put that list of numbers in order from least to greatest. Now, if it said greatest to least, then I would just do the opposite. One thing you could do is you could make it least to greatest and then just flip-flop the order. That's one way you could do it. Or you can just start with the positives, go to the negatives. Okay, now, I want you to do this you try on your paper. Put those, first I want to see one of these little T-charts right here on your paper, and then I want to see you put them in order.
I have a question already.
Okay, so once we put them into our T-chart, then we're going to put them in order from least to greatest, and it should look like that. Now that was putting numbers in order, which is half of what you're going to do today. But the other half is simply deciding which one is bigger and which one is smaller. So for every one of these blanks that you're looking at, you're going to put one of these symbols. So it's either going to be less than, greater than, or equal to. That's what goes in those 3 blanks. Okay? So now, here's what I want to start with. Every negative number is, I want you to fill in a word in a second when I finish my statement. Every negative number is either bigger or smaller than every positive number. Every negative number is bigger or smaller than every positive number. Which goes there? Bigger or smaller? Smaller. Every negative number is smaller than every positive number. Does that make sense? Because every negative number is to the left of every positive number. So if you see, like number 1, a negative number and a positive number, the positive number is always going to be bigger or smaller?
Bigger.
Bigger. So number 1, bigger. Okay, fill these in with me, okay? How about, now, number 2, we have -65 and -55. So we picture them on our number line. So we would go across, and it would go way down here somewhere, and we would see, which would we come to first, -55 or -65?
-55.
So we would have -55, and then we would keep going, and we would get to -65. Therefore, which one is bigger, -55 or -65? -55 is bigger. Good. All right, how about -7 and 0? Which is bigger? 0.
It sounds odd, but it's
Does sound odd, doesn't it? How about 25 and -16? 25 is bigger, so that's greater than. How about 10 and 25? 25. That was tricky, right? Just threw that in to see if you were paying attention, because they're both positive. You already know that one.
Wait.
Hold on. Number 6, 1/4 and 2/5. They're both positive. So now we just have to figure out which one is bigger. Cameron, what do you think?
2/5.
2/5 is bigger. How do you get that?
Because if you multiply 5 by 20, it goes like 100, but then you got, it's hard to explain it. 1/4 is 25 and 2/5 is 40.
Okay, that works.
You can find a common denominator.
You can find a common denominator. There's a way that I want you to do these, which there are lots of ways you can do it, but particularly ones that are hard. Now, you may have looked at that one and said, oh, I know the answer right off. But if you don't, here's what I want you to do, and I want you to do it with me right now. I want you to put 1 divided by 4 into your calculator. 1 divided by 4, put it in your calculator. And I know some of you already know the answer, but we're just practicing. 1 divided by 4, what is that? 0.25. Now put 2 divided by 5 in your calculator. 2 divided by 5, what do you get? 0.40. Now, look. Now that we have 2 decimals, they're easy to compare. 0.25, 0.4. Which one is bigger?
40.
0.4. So that's our bigger number. Okay? Shh. Now, how about 1/2 and negative 1/2? 1/2 is bigger. 4.1 and negative 8. Because every positive number is bigger than every negative number. How about negative 1 and 2/3 and negative 1?
Negative 1.
Go ahead, Emily. Negative 1, because look, if you picture it on a number line, because this might be a little tricky for some of us to think of. Here's negative 1. Negative 1 and 2/3 is going to be somewhere around there. So that makes it smaller. Okay? So if that one's confusing to you, think about the number line. Which one's farther to the left? That's smaller. Farther to the right is bigger. All right? So negative 1 is bigger. And how about negative 13 and positive 13? Positive 13. Now, underneath that, I want you to, you may not have room on that little piece of paper, but I want you to draw an arrow to this one, and I want you to write a specific word. The word is opposites. Okay, you're going to hear a lot of talk over time about opposites when it comes to these positive and negative numbers. The opposites are the same number from 0, but on the opposite side. That's why we call them opposites. Okay? And by the way, if we add opposites together, we're going to get 0. But we don't have to worry about that today. All right.
Oh.